like a lot of people who still have a job, I think COVID has kind of been a blessing in a way because now I'm only working 3 days a week when I was working five before, right? Um, and I have more time to work on this kind of thing. So right now, um, the current way I balance this is I on the days I work, I look at those as kind of like almost like off days in my head. Like so going to work is really easy for me. It's like it's an easy job. I work at a hotel, and it's kind of I could do it with my eyes closed. Um, it's not really a mental strain, really, and I enjoy it. And it's kind of like a day off for me. And then on the days that I'm off, it's like you got to hit the ground running on the YouTube thing. So I don't do any kind of work unless I really really have to. I don't do any kind of YouTube work before I go to work or after either. I get home pretty late at night and I just chill. I watch a YouTube video or I scroll on social media or whatever. But I don't. I, the days I work are the days I work, and I'm just a normal person on those days. And then when I'm off, it's more of like, all right, now you gotta do this YouTube thing, and then I'll reward myself like, okay, if you can finish, like this week I have today off, which is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and if I can finish all my work on Wednesday, I'll take all of Thursday off to myself to do whatever I want, right? Like play video games, or I like to do photography. I'll go take photos, or I'll cook, or I'll do whatever. Um, and so it's a little extreme in that way, but yeah. So I really don't have real days off, because sometimes I won't get to that reward. Like we were talking about before. Like getting started is hard, right? And I'll get backed up, and then by the time it's Thursday, I got work on Friday, and I got to finish this video. So there was no real day off where I just took time to myself. I'll do my day job, and then um, and I take my day job as serious as I can on those days, and then the days that I'm off, it's like 100% YouTube. And if I can get my work done early, I'll really take a day off, like for real, and chill out. But almost every single day I walk for an hour a day, and that's huge for um, keeping the stress levels down. If I don't walk, like we've been having a lot of fires in LA, and the air quality's bad, and if I can't go for a walk, like I start to get really out of shape mentally, and I start to like really lose progress. You know what I mean? So definitely, you got to exercise, man.
Yeah.
If you're trying to balance, if you're trying to balance YouTube and a day job, you got to have some exercise or something to cope with the stress, because it's very stressful. Especially right, like I said, right now I'm working 3 days, but imagine working 5 days and trying to do these videos. So
Gotcha.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think anybody who's looking for balance, uh, should needs to do some exercise to keep stress levels down, and they got to really love what they're doing, because there really is no, for me there is no balance. It's just always, there's always a process. You're always thinking about stuff, and there's no such thing as work life balance
Yeah.
for me.
Especially these
Yeah,
days when with COVID and whatnot,
yeah,
pandemic life where um those lines have been blurred for so many people where you're now working from home and you're still at home. So I personally have been working remotely for the last few years. So shifting, when I saw the whole world shifting this way, it really wasn't, it obviously wasn't a big change for me or a big adjustment for me. Um, but I could understand, especially looking back, like the early days of remote working, like how important it is to learn how to be disciplined and have a structure to the way you do things. Um, that's why I tend to like to do all of my creative work like in the morning. That's usually when I'm most fresh, and then I'll do like more of the the less thought intensive stuff later in the day.
Oh, I also take 10-minute naps for what it's worth. Like, it really helps, man. Even if you don't sleep, just close your eyes for 10 minutes. And it's like you get a whole second half of a whole nother, you get a whole nother, like, it's like you extend your day by another half. For me, I'm learning, like, if you can be disciplined and you can take a 10-minute nap, like, it can really help in terms of, like, energy levels. You know what I mean? Because everybody has a hump, I think. I don't know if you do, but, like, around, like, 3 o'clock, I'm like sleepy, man. I gotta, like, walk away from the computer. And I mean, I recently was dealing with, like, eye strain. Like, my eye would twitch pretty badly. Like, I had to, like, just not look at computer screens or my phone. And I was even using, like, these blue light glasses because I was just working so much. But you definitely gotta, I think taking naps will help. At least for me, take a 10-minute nap and you'll be able to work another 4 hours or another 2 hours at least. In terms of, like, the regular 4 hours that you do in the morning. Because sometimes for me, like, those first 4 hours, that's it. I'll have the rest of the day to do work, and those first 4 hours of, like, intense focus, like, that's as far as I'm getting. Even if I sit there for another 4 hours, like, I won't get that much work done because my mind is just, like, I don't know. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, that makes sense to me. Yeah, you gotta have moments where you, like, refresh, take a moment to kind of refresh yourself.